Strap in, folks. Grab your popcorn, sit back, put your feet up. This is going to be a long one. This is a game that I recorded during my last live stream. During that stream, someone in the chat had said that they were struggling to play against the FV107. And I went on to say that the best way to learn how to play against any vehicle is to play it, because then you learn, that's how those people are killing me, that's where they're shooting me. And this is something that I picked up in the early days of World War II. I remember struggling a lot against the Tier 5 Bogatyr Premium, and I thought to myself, I'm going to get one. It's a very difficult tank to take out. I then realised that while playing it, I was getting killed. So I analysed where people were shooting me, and I realised, okay, they're killing me. That's how you take this thing out, and that's how I learned. So I think this person was called Josh. So if that's you, we're going back over this video, well, this recording from the live stream, and I thought I'd show you this to you guys, because not only is it a relatively good game, learning how to play the FV107, it's one of the rare games in the 107 where I actually do incredibly well. Far better than I was expecting, especially considering this was just supposed to be hey, this is how you quickly play the 107 before going back to my contract grind, which had me playing mediums, I think it was at the time, mediums and lights in eras 2 and 3. So this was one of those sort of, we'll just quickly play the 107, we'll just get it out of the way, we'll show how to play the 107, and it turned into an absolute cracker of a game. So at the moment, what I'm demonstrating is the shoot and scoot kind of strategy that you need to have with the 107. This is not a tank that can hold its own, and I'll get onto that a little bit later on. So what the live commentary was something along the lines of, there was an AMX over here and he was isolated. So the first thing you want to keep an eye out for, any tank that's isolated, especially in light tanks and to some extent mediums, less so in heavies because you're not fast enough, you want to go after the tanks that have isolated themselves. And don't put yourself on your side. Well, almost on that. Yeah, there you go. It's what I do in these FVs. I just have moments of bad driving. It's just, it is what it is. So what you want to do is you want to go after the tanks that have isolated themselves. This AMX has done just that, which is why I'm focusing him. He is down here by himself. On the mini-map, you could say he's got a medium close by. That medium's on the bridge. That medium's in no position to support this guy. So you want to go after the targets that have isolated themselves. The second thing you want to do is, you can only really go after a target if they've isolated themselves in a relatively open space. At first, this AMX he had reversed up to the cliff face, or the rocky outcrop. I couldn't circle him, basically, is what I'm getting at. If a tank is in the open, you have space to circle them. If you don't have space to circle them, then you're not going to be able to be as aggressive towards them as you might, as is ideal. So that AMX tried to run away, but it was too late. His friends are up on the bridge, so they're not able to support him. Oh no, they're not up on the bridge. They're just down there. There you go. That heavy and that medium across the river there. Now again, this Chaffee is isolated. He's by himself. He does have team support sort of behind. I've just taken a shot there. But really, they're not in a position to come and help this guy close quarters. So the Chaffee's chasing me. I lead him away from his support because I don't want to get shot in the back by a medium and a heavy. I get him isolated in the back here amongst the trees, amongst the bushes, and there we go, he's gone. The second thing, well, not third thing. Here we go. Here's a here's a Lorraine. And this guy messed. I remember this guy messed up, and we all make mistakes. We all screw up like this. This guy's 2-mark the Lorraine, but for whatever reason he got overly confident, and this is exactly what you want. This right here is perfect for the FV107. Open space, can just circle them. He tries to do the right thing, but it's too little. It's too late. And there he goes. That's my third kill. Yeah, we all make mistakes. That's just what that guy did. Poor judgment call there. We've all done it. So the third thing with the FV107 is the use of auto lock. This thing is so fast. It is so, I want to say, easily tipped over. And evidence of this is if you just go watch my bad driving series of shorts, you'll see that 95% of them are either in the FV101 or the FV107. I am constantly flipping myself over in this thing. Very difficult to drive at times, which is why I use auto lock so much, because driving in itself is enough. It's enough to focus on. Their team is trying to cap, so we sweep through the cap, take out the low health Tehran 5SH there. Now it's a case of just what's the aerobatics terminology for this? Where you carry a lot of speed in, you shoot quickly, and then you use that speed to get out again. I forget the term. It'll probably come to me in a second. It's not dive bombing, it's something else. But anyway, use the speed of this thing to rush into the cap circle, rush out the other side, and disappear. I'm trying to check the health of the 4005 there, because what I want to do is I want to take guns out of the game as quickly as possible. 4005 is all turned around, and there goes the 4005. That's my 5th kill, and that's my 2nd kill within the cap. And one of the reasons I'm showing you this replay is because I think this is the 2nd time I earn a medal of particular rare type. So there's the Top Gun. The T95E3 is notorious for being set on fire if you can shoot it in the rear, so that's what I'm trying to go for. The IS-4, that's a very tough target. So another part of playing the 107 is understanding what it is you're going up against. The key to combating the 107 is don't go out into open spaces, and if you are in an open space, hug cover, because the 107 wants to be able to drive around you in circles. Unless you're an IS-3, IS-4, unless you're the heavies, you can kind of get away with it, because especially in an IS-4, the only way a 107 can pen an IS-4 is through the rear lower plate, and that, you know, that's not exactly it's not exactly what happens with every engagement. So there's the shot on the engine. I was hoping to get a fire here, but I'm moving backwards and forwards, so this poor guy does not have an easy time with the shot. There goes the shot, but there goes the E3. The E3, like I said, is notorious for being set on fire from the rear, so if you are in a 107 and there's an E3, which chances are there will be because every new player gets one, shoot it in the rear and you will set it on fire. I'd say 7-8 times out of 10 you will get the fire. Now it's 2 versus 1. All they really need to do now, well, they're going to sit in the cap circle. A bit of a spoiler. They're going to sit in the cap circle. Someone there is not happy with me for some reason. They want me to terminate myself. We won't be doing that. So we've got a T100 and we've got an IS-4. At this point, the easy thing is the T100, and what you saw me do there was I drove past this opening here, Sixth Sense went off, so I waited for Sixth Sense to drop before changing my direction. That's the sort of switcheroo tactic. They'll think, and it worked in this example. They saw me driving south, so both their guns were pointed south. My 360, or my 180 sorry, meant that I then approached them from the north. Their guns were pointing the wrong way. They didn't get a shot into me. Doing the same thing again here. I was travelling north, but I'm now going to reapproach from the south. Both their guns are pointing the wrong way again. So there you go. The whole use of the handbrake, use of Sixth Sense. He pops his smoke a little bit early there. But at the, you know, there's a lot to cover here. So we've just covered the handbrake. The use of Sixth Sense, wait for Sixth Sense to disappear, do a 180, go back the other way. A trick play, basically. Now, what I'm trying to do is think carefully about how I need to reset the cap. In this game, capture points are collected by the tanks that are in the cap circle. And I guess this is a point for new players. If you want to reset the cap circle and there are 3 people in the cap, you need to put 1 shot into all 3 to reset all of their points. You can't just keep shooting the same person, because if you reset their points, then, well, they're reset, but the other 2 in the cap circle you haven't reset, so their points remain. So capping is like the tanks in the cap collect invisible points. That's how it works. Not paying attention to where I'm going. Reset the IS-4 there, because their IS-4 had all the cap points. Capping is the tanks collect the points between them, and you need to shoot them to reset them. So what I'm doing here is I'm thinking about the last target I shot. The T-100 has been hit, he's reset. Prior to that was the IS-4, so now if I really want to reset the cap, I need to shoot the IS-4 again. But if I want to reduce the time on the overall cap, I need to get rid of the T-100, who has now actually driven outside the cap circle because he wants to get the kill on me. The IS-4 is the only one in the cap circle. T-100 isn't helping cap. There goes the IS-4, not bothering to shoot him, because what I really want to do is I want to take out the T-100, who is sitting in the alleyway here. We pull up gently. He does... yeah, he gets a shot into me, 280 hit points. Could I have avoided that? Probably not. I think I was always going to take that hit. The DPM of this gun is... the alpha is pretty low per shot. We're at 40. Well, at the moment, we're at 40 alpha per shot. High explosive is 50. So now, I'm in a position... we'll go back a little bit. I had to take that hit from the T-100. There's no way around it. But he's now gone. The only tank left in the game is the IS-4, and he's halfway through the cap. The strategy now is... I can't kill the IS-4. That's the reality. I can try, but I will die. I'm a one shot for the IS-4. I cannot kill the IS-4. So what I want to do is I want to use the game timer to try and win this game. So why am I sitting here? Well, I'm sitting here because when I don't want to expose myself to the IS-4 more than I need to. I'm going to wait for the timer to go beyond 2.5 minutes now, and then I will go in to reset, because by the time I reset the IS-4 there won't be enough time left in the game for him to cap out. So someone's just pinged the cap circle there, which tells me that they've not understood the strategy that I'm playing to here. The IS-4 has 40 seconds left. If I can reset the IS-4, there are now, wait for it, there are 2 minutes left in the game. It takes longer than 2 minutes to cap this circle. So now, he has to win, he has to cap. And to cap, he needs 3 minutes 15 seconds. But there's only 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the game. So me waiting, I didn't have to wait as long as that, but at the time I couldn't remember the numbers in my head. I now have reset the cap. He can't cap to win. I don't need to go back in there to reset because, well, there's not enough time for him to cap. So now the sensible thing for me to do is to stay away from him. Don't engage, don't fight him, don't shoot him, don't tell him where I am. And I realise this at this point, because here I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if I can sit on the bridge and see him. This is me trying to figure out, is there a line of sight to him? No. And then I'm moving, he might see me. Is there any point really in moving, giving my position away, allowing him to get a snapshot in where RNG decides that he's won? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not giving him the opportunity to get any sort of line of sight to me for any kind of shot whatsoever. I'm not risking it. And that is basically how this game ends the way it does. 8 kills, 7,652 damage. I won't tell you how it ends. I won't tell you exactly how it ends, but almost have a bit of a scare here where I go up in the air. I'm like, wait, steady, don't kill yourself. I've done that too many times in the 107. I know how easy it is to do. But right now, I thought to myself, well, I may as well go check out this hiding spot that people talk about up here. And this is actually the first time I discovered. This is the first time I've driven to this spot. It's not there. So if any of you are interested in having a hiding spot at the back of, is this Mannheim? Just there. There you go. If you want a spot for Artie to hide or a small light tank, there you go. So I forced the draw, not by. I forced the draw by not engaging the IS-4. That was the best I could do, given the tank I was in. The 107 is a good tank, but it is not a game-carrying tank. It's not a one-man army. So there you go, guys. That was one of my best results in the 107. And hopefully that demonstrates multiple things from how to play the 107. There's the 3 mark again, which I'm quite proud of. But the medal I'm talking about is the one to the right. Go over. One more. Come on, Ricky. Go over. There we go. De Langlade's medal. I've only got 2 of them. This was my second one, where I kill 4 enemy tanks in the cap circle that are attempting to cap. That's clearly very, very rare. That's my second one. So there you go, guys. That was an enormous amount of information on how to play the 107, how to play against it. I hope that helps you. I hope you can learn something from this. The 107 is a good tank, but it's not a game-carrying tank. Don't expect to be... What I'm trying to say, basically, is this isn't a Weasel. This isn't an 800T. Don't have that expectation of this tank. It's a good tank, but it's not like that. It does need to be played sensibly. So I hope this video helps. I hope that that game is something that you can learn from. That is all I've got for this video. So if you've enjoyed it, please leave it a like. If not, a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one.